Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Martial Master based on novel. So let's start. What do you mean by accelerating time? Everyone asked. I don't know this. It's just cultivating in a certain area of heaven and earth. Time slows down indefinitely. Maybe you have cultivated for a year, but in the outside world, it is very likely that only one day has passed. Hiss. Everyone took a breath. Is there anything so awesome? After 1 year of cultivation, only one day has passed by the outside world. You mean to let us practice in the long river of years? Qin Chen frowned. Of course not. The cat shook his head and glanced at Qin Chen. I want to enter the long river of years with your cultivation base. Where is the long river of years? Even if the heavenly sage master enters, it will be instantly wiped out by the power of the years. Unless it's a holy master level. Maybe you can resist it a little bit, and needless to say with your cultivation base, you will die if you enter. What's that? Qin Chen was anxious. Big black cat, tell me clearly. What I said is that you can't go in under normal circumstances, but isn't there a special situation? Big black cat said, young man, don't be so anxious, be calm. Xinping, you are a ghost. Qin Chen scolded, but he also knew that the cat was joking, so he didn't worry. Just let's talk about it. What is a special situation? Don't you have the origin of time? As long as you refine a part of the original power of time, you can travel through the years and enter the river of years, and after you enter the river of years, you need to continuously collect the power of the years. Instilled into the jade disk of good fortune in the universe. There is a small world in the universe destiny jade plate, which is completely under your control. It only takes enough time and energy to form a time mystery. Coupled with the source of time in your body, you can control this in the universe destiny jade plate. Time in the secret realm. In this way, the time you practice in the universe jade plate can be compared with the time elapsed outside. As for how strong this comparison is, it depends on how much power you have collected over the years and your control of the origin of time, but as long as it succeeds, 10 to 1 is fine. 10 to 1? Qin Chen and the others took a breath. This is not a small amount. In other words, 10 days of cultivation in the universe jade plate, only one day has passed outside, which shocked Qin Chen and the others. In the long river of years, in addition to absorbing the power of the years, you can also temper your physical body. Once you temper your physical body in it, your physique will evolve into a divine body of the universe. Ju, Yu Ben. The body forms the space Eucharist based on the rules of space, and if it reforms the time Eucharist, then it will become the cosmic infinite body throughout the ages. The ***** cat paused and said leisurely, at that point, you can even run through the ancient and modern times and become the strongest physique in the world. Even in the heavens, there are few opponents. Qin Chen was shocked after hearing this. Although I didn't hear clearly what is going on, it's pretty awesome, right? That's natural. The cat said proudly, once you really succeed, there may be hope to fight against the masters of the heavens. This is the only hope. Can you Chenxue and the others also enter the long river of years to practice? Qin Chen asked again. The ***** cat frowned. They don't have a source of time. Once they enter the river of time, they will be eroded by the force of time, and they will die instantly. Qin Chen's face was ugly. But, the cat said again, it's not impossible. Damn, can you finish it in one sentence? Qin Chen's face was black and his eyes wanted to kill. What way? Didn't you get 3 years of Dao Yun fruit? As long as you refine a kind of pill, you can let them travel through the years and enter the long river of years. Big Black Cat said. What kind of medicine? Qin Chen's gaze beamed. With such a good opportunity, he must let you Chenxue and the others enter together. Eternal Years Pill, said the cat. This is a holy grade pill. If you want to refine this pill, you must first raise your pill cultivation base to holy level. Alchemy Saint Master? Qin Chen's eyes condensed. He is now proud enough to be the #1 pharmacist in the mainland, but Qin Chen doesn't know whether he can refine a holy realm pill. This is a holy pill. For tens of thousands of years, Tianwu has not had it. A sacred place is born, let alone. It is a holy pharmacist. Mo Yuanbai also took a breath. He was the master of the alchemy pavilion, and naturally knew the difficulty of becoming an alchemy saint master. In the history of Tianwu continent, there have been many holy realm masters, but the strange thing is that the alchemy saint masters are extremely rare, almost never heard of, which shows the difficulty of it. There is little dust, you don't care about us, it's better to enter the river of time as soon as possible, we don't have much time. Yu Chenxue and the others were moved, but resolutely refused. Don't rush to refuse, Qin Chen must refine the eternal years pill, otherwise the emperor will not let him enter the river of years. The cat said at this time. Why is that? Everyone was puzzled. Didn't the cat say that Qin Chen had time for his roots and didn't need to take eternal years pills at all? It's very simple. The cat said solemnly, if you want to enter the long river of years to collect the power of the years, you must have a certain control over the origin of time, and how to verify Qin Chen's control over the origin of time, and refine the eternal life pill. The best way, holy. The reason why the pill is difficult to refine is because it needs to form the source of power in the process of refining, which is also the most critical part of the difficulty of the holy grade pill. When Qin Chen can refine the eternal years pill, it means that he has a certain control over the origin of time and can safely enter the long river. Otherwise, if he enters rashly, his life and death will be uncertain. Furthermore, in the long river of years, the more people there are, the more power of the years will be collected. Qin Chen has the origin of time, and the years of Dao Yungue on him have no effect on him. Why not do this? Time to use it. Everyone understood Qin Chen's intentions. Is it a holy pill? Qin Chen's gaze condensed. Let's start. Qin Chen directly took out countless elixir from the universe jade plate. These elixir were all holy spirits obtained from the storage ring of Ling Luling and others. Medicine, time, Dao Yungue is too important. Naturally you can't refine this as soon as you come up, you can. Refining other holy elixir pills first, and after successfully breaking through the alchemy saint master, then refining the eternal age pill. Of course, Qin Chen did not directly refine other holy level pill. The difficulty of refining a holy level pill was extremely high. If he rushed to refine it, there would be only one possibility of failure. Qin Chen first took out the holy level pill that Xiu Chengzi and the others were carrying, and started by analyzing these holy level pill. He immersed himself in hard work, and began to analyze the sacred pills one after another. On the side, Mo Yuanbai and Qin Chen also began to analyze. Both the master and apprentice are the top pharmacists in the mainland. Refining the peak emperor level pill is as simple as eating and drinking. If the world says who can become saint level pharmacists, only the two of them are the most promising. Qin Chen and Mo Yuanbai are both top alchemists. Now that they have entered the holy realm, their spiritual power, soul power, and vision techniques have been greatly improved. Boom boom boom. They took out the sacred medicinal pill, carefully studied and observed. At the beginning, Mo Yuanbai could still keep up with Qin Chen's rhythm. The two discussed the structure of the pill, formed and refined it. The method and process of the system. But afterwards, Qin Chen's speed was obviously faster than Mo Yuanbai's. In many places, Mo Yuanbai couldn't see anything at all, but Qin Chen had a glimpse of the mystery. The world's #1 pharmacist never just talked about it casually. Based on the alchemy talent, Qin Chen could be called the first person in the Dark Age for thousands of years, no one before and no one to come after. Even before the Dark Ages, it was difficult to say whether there was an alchemist better than him. The most important thing is that Qin Chen's soul power is too strong. The stronger the soul power, the deeper his observation and understanding of the medicine, and the higher his natural attainments. While studying, Qin Chen yelled at Mo Yuanbai, hating iron for not making steel, too idiotic. Mo Yuanbai felt wronged in his heart, but he was extremely happy. This kind of feeling has not been experienced in more than 300 years. Although he has been scolded by Master's side, his heart is sweet. Only a few days later, Qin Chen had already analyzed the holy grade pill in all storage rings. And when Qin Chen analyzed, Lao Yuan and the others were naturally not idle, but from time to time they explored this divine forbidden place. This place is an ancient battlefield and one of the most mysterious forbidden places in Tianwu continent. There may be something in it. What a treasure! Because Ling Luling didn't carry many Hola-level medicines, Qin Chen and Mo Yuanbai analyzed all the medicines in just a few days, and then began to refine them. Seeing Qin Chen and Mo Yuanbai starting the furnace for alchemy so quickly, the cat was stunned. This is too fast. After only a few days of work, I started refining by myself. Qin Chen naturally didn't do anything unsure. He took out the pill furnace and blew. Qinglian Demon Fire and Yukong Bingyang were released at the same time, and began to heat the cauldron, while Mo Yuanbai was helping and watching, because I know that I am worse than the master on the alchemy. A lot of. Qin Chen took out many Hola-level elixir and started the refining of the first furnace. Seeing Qin Chen's non-stop operation, the cat was dumbfounded. Qin Chen's technique was too subtle. It was certain that Qin Chen was the first. Refining a holy pill once, but Qin Chen. The technique is extremely skillful. The more it looked, the more shocked it became. This guy was a miracle. Boom. The pill furnace trembled violently, and a terrible pill gas rushed into the sky. The pill furnace in Qin Chen's hand roared violently, and the flames rushed into the sky. The refining of the Hola-level pill was too terrifying. War. Kang dang. Suddenly, the pill furnace uttered a roar, and a scorching smell emerged. This time the refining failed. The cat was stunned. Unconsciously, he actually watched it for several hours, and it was almost the elixir was about to take shape, but it failed in the end. This is natural, and Qin Chen is so awesome. It is the first time to refine a holy grade pill, and it is self-exploring. If the first batch can be completed, it would be too abnormal. He had a conversation with Mo Yuanbai, and quickly figured out the reason for the failure of this pot of medicine, and then began the second pot of refining. After a few hours, boom! A roar sounded, all the medicinal materials in the pill furnace turned into ashes. This time it failed again. But it is clearly better than last time. Qin Chen began to refine the third furnace of pill. Kang dang! This time, it was even more terrifying. The furnace cauldron couldn't bear the energy, so it exploded directly, and Qin Chen's face was scorched. This is due to the tyrannical Qin Chen Xiu base, who came to an ordinary mortal sacred alchemist and was probably seriously injured. Ha ha ha! Qin Chen was not upset, but laughed, because he felt that he was getting closer and closer to success. Master, take my pill furnace. Although the pill furnace was broken, as the master of the pill pavilion, Mo Yuanbai naturally had more than one 9th rank emperor grade pill furnace, and he quickly took out a brand new pill furnace. Qin Chen didn't refuse either. Using the 9-rank pill furnace to refine the sacred pill was indeed a bit low level, but he could only pay attention to it. This time, Qin Chen's technique became more proficient. He threw a strain of elixir into it, and all kinds of elixir merged in the pill furnace. The whole process was as perfect as the clouds and flowing water of the same pier. The ****** cat's eyes were round, and this scene was really shocking. Qin Chen was a bit strange when refining the first pot of pill before. It didn't take long before Qin Chen was so proficient. This makes the cat's scalp numb, and it has a feeling that this furnace is about to become a pill. Sure enough, Qin Chen continued to refine. Although there were some troubles in the process, they all conquered one by one. Suddenly, a strong fragrance filled the ancient battlefield, booming, and there seemed to be thunder in the sky. A shining spirit. Cloud. Countless heaven and earth auras lingered down and merged into the pill furnace at once. Then, when the stove lid was opened, 3 pill exuding strong medicinal gas instantly rose into the sky. These 3 pill, the whole body is smooth, exudes a strong medicinal fragrance, let people smell it, and the pores all over the body are relaxed. Moreover, a trace of the unique power of the sacred pill was absorbed by the origin of heaven and earth, repairing the loss of the origin of heaven and earth. The holy pill is the same as the holy realm master. Once formed, it can also replenish the energy of the heaven and the earth. Damn, it really succeeded in refining. The cat's eyes flickered, and the shocked eyes almost didn't fall. It was confident in Qin Chen, but he didn't expect Qin Chen to successfully refine a pot of holy pill so quickly. Master is awesome. Mo Yuanbai was also very excited, almost kneeling down. He is also a master of alchemy, and in the discussion with Qin Chen, he also has a thorough understanding of the holy pill, but for him to refine a furnace of holy pill, I am afraid it is still far away, at least a lot of research and practice. But Qin Chen succeeded in a few attempts. The master is the master, too awesome. Well, there are only 3 sacred pills in this furnace, and the refined sacred pills are only inferior, and there are even some flaws. Qin Chen looked at the 3 pills in his hand, but frowned, very dissatisfied. The Saint Yuan pill is the simplest of the holy pill, but he only has 3 pills, and the ranks are all low grade. Obviously, there are many mistakes and omissions in the refining process. Continue to improve. Qin Chen immediately opened the next furnace, and these 3 pills were collected by him. Although they were only low grade, the holy pill was the holy pill. Even if he got the heaven realm, he could sell a good one. Price. In the 4th furnace, Qin Chen refined 4 Saint Yuan pills, and one of them reached the middle rank. Qin Chen was still dissatisfied. In the 5th furnace, Qin Chen succeeded in refining 6 of them at once, and 2 of them reached the middle grade. Or not. Qin Chen kept shaking his head, he must be very sure. After all, there are only 3 years Dao Yun Guo, and there is no room for mistakes. Mo Yuanbai was already stunned, Master's progress was too fast, his assistant could not keep up with Qin Chen's rhythm. Look carefully, if you don't know how to refine the sacred pill after I finish refining, let's see how I beat you. Qin Chen warned Mo Yuanbai. Yes, the disciple must work hard. Mo Yuanbai said hurriedly, not daring to slack in the slightest. 6th furnace, 7th furnace, 15th furnace, 18th furnace, 27th furnace. Boom. But when Qin Chen refined the 27th furnace, the furnace tripod opened, and 9 pills of pill rose up into the sky. The bright pill was like a star, and the light was bright, and every pill was covered with light. The mysterious pill pattern, 3 of which are. At the top grade, there are 6 middle grades. The cat was already shocked. First of all, he was shocked that Qin Chen was able to continuously refine 27 furnaces of pill. It is important to know that the refining of the holy pill, every furnace is equivalent to fighting a master of the holy realm. It's hard and exhausting, but Qin Chen. Persevering easily, this is inseparable from Qin Chen's terrifying soul power. The second shock was that Qin Chen went from 3 to 9 after only 27 pots, and changed from all low grade to high grade and medium grade. Such progress is too exaggerated. Of course, the elixir that Qin Chen squandered during this period was also astronomical. Fortunately, Ling Luling and his storage ring had looted possessions to maintain his squandering. About there. Qin Chen sighed, it's really difficult. It's been almost a month before I finally reached the threshold. The words made the cat hear, and the speechlessly almost licked Qin Chen's face. Refining such a perfect holy pill in a month, what do you want? Is it so easy for you to refining pharmacists because of the holy goods? Even in the heavens, a sacred pharmacist is enough to attract the attention of all major forces, even if it's just a sage. Alchemist in the realm. Qin Chen refined a few more furnaces, and the success rate was naturally okay, but every time he became a pill, there were 9, and the maximum was only 10, and he could not reach the perfect 12. Secondly, the grade was basically all flow between top grade and middle grade. The best time was to refine 6 top grades and 4 middle grades. As for the best, none of them. It's almost a bottleneck. Qin Chen sighed. This is how the alchemy is refined. It is fast to get started, but it is difficult to truly achieve the peak, as if there is a mysterious power in the sky and the earth, so that no one can easily reach the peak. Even Qin Chen is just that. Nothing in this world can easily be the ultimate. However, the current stage of refining Eternal Years pill is almost the same. Big Black Cat, what about the formula of Eternal Years pill? Qin Chen asked. Fortunately, the cat knew this formula, otherwise Qin Chen would definitely be crazy. He began to refine alchemy. Although the Eternal Years pill is very powerful, it is only a sacred pill. Moreover, it can be refined at the sacred level, but if you want to successfully refine it, there is one of the most critical ones, That is, the time rules must understand, otherwise even if there is medicine, Fang and materials could not be refined successfully. Fortunately, Qin Chen has a source of time, so there is no problem at this point. Qin Chen simulated countless times in his mind, and even carried out several trial systems. The so-called trial system is to not join the years and years at the last moment, and then go through the entire process to check for errors, omissions, and mistakes. In the end, Qin Chen really began to refine. He is cautious and very cautious. Because 1 year's Dao Yun Guo can only refine 1 eternal year's pill, there are only 3 of them, so there can be no mistakes. Under Qin Chen's care, 3 days later, Qin Chen finally refined the first pill. This is the eternal life pill. Qin Chen muttered to himself, holding a radiant pill in the palm of his hand, evolving the eternal year's Tsangsang. The moment this pill was formed, a terrifying force of years was integrated into the origin of heaven and earth, giving a huge subsidy to the origin of heaven and earth. Unexpectedly, you have succeeded in refining, but it is also. You are a person recognized by the origin of time. If you are another person, even the holy master of alchemy, it may not be easy to refine. The cat sighed. The first furnace was successfully refined, and the next 2 furnaces of Qin Chen were naturally refined without any difficulty. After the refining of the 3 pills was completed, Qin Chen clearly felt that more than half of the origin of heaven and earth had recovered, and there was a kind of vigorous vitality blooming. The origin of this world is about to be repaired. The cat's eyes flashed, a little suspicious. This time is a bit coincidental. Qin Chen looked at the 3 pills in his hand. There were only 3 places. Who should he give it to? Master, just give it to the old man. I was wasting it to the old man. Mo Yuanbai said directly, with a sincere tone. He had never thought about entering the long river of time. Laro Yuan and Big Black Cat naturally didn't bother to ask for it. In this way, it happened that Yu Chenxue, Ji Ruyue, and Chen Sisi could enter the river of time with Qin Chen. Everyone came to the river of time. Let's start. The cat said. Yu Chenxue and the others looked at each other, and at the same time took out the eternal years of pill and took it. The medicinal properties of this pill dissipated very quickly. As soon as it was taken, the 3 of them glowed, and a breath of time permeated from the 3 of them. You go in quickly. The effect of the eternal years pill can only last for about 10 days. After 10 days, you all come out. If you don't come out, you will die inside. The ***** cat reminded, then looked at Qin Chen. Remember, the years. No danger, you have to be careful. Qin Chen nodded, and the 4 of them immediately rose up into the sky, went up the river, and suddenly entered into the long river of years. The river of fate is flowing. I hope they can come back safely. The cat said quietly. And at the moment when the 4 of Qin Chen entered the long river of years. Outside the Tianwu continent, in the supreme heaven realm, one by one aura of terror was suddenly awakened. What? They made a sound of suspicion, as if they had discovered something. Years and long rivers have been alarmed. Some strong people were shocked and said, time is the most mysterious power, and the long river of years is also one of the most mysterious secret realms in this universe. Once someone stirs the years, they will naturally alarm these top masters. However, time is irreversible, and even the most powerful characters in the universe, they dare not go back to time, trying to reverse the past, affect the present, and shake the future. Because once there is any change, they cannot bear this kind of cause and effect, and the strongest people will fall. But now, they actually discovered that someone has entered the long river of years. This is a kind of deep feeling, because the long river of years is too mysterious. Except for a few of the top powerhouses, other people will not feel the existence of the river of years. They were all shocked and began to calculate one by one. No, it's not a master in the heavens, but outside the heavens. Could it be that someone from a lower plane has entered the long river of years? How is this possible? In the long river of years, the Holy Lord is very likely to fall when entering it. How can the people of the lower planes enter it? Let me calculate, where is this plane? What? I can't figure it out. Someone has blinded the secret. Who is it? If you want to enter the long river of years, you must have the source of time, or the eternal years pill, but the eternal years pill is a taboo. If the sky is not allowed to appear, you will be jealous and lost. Is it the son of destiny in this era? These big people were shocked, but they didn't dare to continue the calculation, because the years are not to be guessed. If they force the calculation, they will inevitably cause harm to themselves and trigger the taboo of heaven and earth. Qin Chen and the four entered into the long river of years, following the light of the years, going retrograde upwards. They saw the evolution of the stars in the universe, but they couldn't really see it. Everything was too fast. But their speed is still increasing, getting faster and faster, so that they can't see any picture at all, only the time is constantly going backward. When their speed reaches an extreme, the past, present, and future lose their meaning, and their speed also loses. Got meaning. They suddenly went from a rush to a state of absolute stillness, and everything around them became bizarre and colorful, but they were indescribable. Is this the long river of years? Then, Qin Chen and the four saw that they were standing on a long colorful river. In that long river, it was not the river water, but the world evolving. This is a long river flowing. And in the river, colorful lights are blooming. This is the power of time. According to the method taught by the cat, the four Qin Chen pulled the power of the years into the jade disk of good fortune in the universe. Sure enough, the strength of the years was absorbed by the jade disk of good fortune in the universe and preserved. This can only be achieved by small worlds such as Chen Kuan's good fortune jade disk. Of course, Qin Chen can also do it. He absorbs the strength of the years and repairs the damaged source of time. When the source of time arrived here, a feint of cheers emerged immediately, like a fish in water. As for the three of you Chenxue, they can't absorb the power of the years, but they can use the power of the years to temper their physical bodies and form the universe's infinite body. Qin Chen and the others were tempering in the long river over the years, while looking into the river, where the sun, moon, and stars were floating and sinking, and the years were changing. Qin Chen and the others were suspended in the sky over the long river, and they did not dare to touch the water, because the ****** cat said that the years are irreversible. Although they can enter the long river for special reasons, they cannot disturb the years, especially never touch them. The water of Yuchang River, as long as it touches the river water, it will be assimilated by the years and will never be resurrected. This is what the cat warned, very cautious. Hey, look at Xiao Chen, there is something in this river. Suddenly, Ji Ruyue whispered and said in a deep voice. Qin Chen looked down, and sure enough, he actually saw a picture in the river. This is what happened in the Tianwu continent before infinite years. Qin Chen was shocked that they actually spied the past in the long river of years. However, they can't understand most of the things, the pictures are too fragmented and meaningless. Look, that is the alien demon invading the Tianwu continent. After that, Qin Chen and the others actually saw the invasion of the alien demon race, the battle between the human race and the alien demon race, and the flow rate was very fast. Prehistoric scenes appeared in Qin Chen's sight. This is too shocking. Moreover, according to the cat's theory, if history can be changed over the years, then the true history of the outside world can be changed. I want to see how the Tianwu continent is going in the future. Qin Chen said in a deep voice. The long river of years is sorted according to time, forward is the past, and the next is the future. What Qin Chen wants to know most is whether he has survived the disaster in Tianwu continent 3 years later. However, Qin Chen was disappointed, because the future picture was too vague, and he could not see anything, as if it was covered with a layer of fog, and he could not see the real situation at all. This is because his strength is too weak. If he wants to spy on the future, at least the Holy Master level has that possibility. Because the past is constant, and the future is changing, no one knows what will happen in the future. Only real talents can deduce the scene of the future from the long river of years and peek some clues. If this is the case, then go to the source to see what happened in the Tianwu continent in ancient times. What was the purpose of the Celestial War? The four Qin Chen traced the years and flew upwards. Qin Chen saw a lot of pictures, all of which happened in the history of Tianwu continent, but the pictures flowed so fast, he could only see a few bits and pieces, and even saw a trace of human figures, as if he wanted to break out of the long river of time, but years. There seemed to be an invisible barrier above the river, preventing any figure from rushing out. This is the protagonist of each era, trying to break through the shackles of the years and see the future, but unfortunately, they all failed. Qin Chen suddenly felt something. 1,000 years. 20,000 years. 50,000 years. 100,000 years. Qin Chen and the others went all the way up, saw many scenes, and finally approached the time period of the Celestial War. However, they were disappointed. In this period of time, the river is completely unclear, like muddy water. Why can't you see it? Yu Qianxue asked strangely. Could it be that this period of history is so important that heaven and earth are not allowed to watch? Qin Chen guessed. Involving the Holy Lord, this is naturally significant. Let's go, maybe we can see more clues ahead, and whether the Qianwu continent is the source continent or not, maybe you can see it here. They continued to move forward, up the river. However, in the back, there are more and more time gaps. With their cultivation, they can't see the past clearly and obstruct endless events, so they can't even see the blurry picture. The prehistory of Qianwu continent is like a mystery, and it can't be detected at all. If it is said that the formation of the Forbidden Land is due to the battle of the Masters of the Heavens, it is too important and deceived by the secrets of heaven, then why is the earlier history invisible at all? The mystery of Qianwu continent made Qin Chen even more shocked. Perhaps, Qianwu continent was not as simple as they thought. Let's go back, or we won't have time to leave. Qin Chen finally stopped, because he knew that he would continue to move forward, and he might not see much. But at this moment, a terrible force swept past, and the four Qin Chen raised a strong chill at the same time, as if they had fallen into the cold cave, but their souls were instantly frozen. In the sky, a pair of dark eyes suddenly appeared, staring at the four Qin Chen coldly with a cold breath. This video will end here.